Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of our Certified Supplier Initiative Yunhe Factory Tour. Now this has been launched by the China Toy and Juvenile Products Association. We'll be evaluating factories based from our 5 criteria. These are product safety, safety assurance, specified standards, self-export capability, and social responsibility. Yunhe is known as the wooden toy city of China, and Yunhe toys are actually exported to over 70 countries across the world. There are more than thousands of enterprises that generate a huge revenue for the country. It's about 1.25 billion US dollars in the past year. So we are here today at Xinyun Wood Industry Group Company Limited. We're going to be looking at this factory, so I want you to stick around because I'm going to be showing you their workshops, how toys are made, until to the part where we're going to be talking somebody special from this company. So stick around, all right? All right, so let me give you a little bit of an overview about Xinyun, okay? So actually, they have a long history. So they actually founded the company in 1984, and they actually focus in wooden toys specifically. And the factory is actually ISO 9001 certified factory, and all products actually comply with the EN71 and ASTM standards. They have their own brand, A Cool Toy. They export worldwide to Europe, to USA, to Canada, South America, and 30 other countries around the world. Now this factory is actually 80,000 square meters. It's really huge. It's like a small town already. Now they have 2,000 workers and 6 workshops. Now let me just give you a timeline or a memory lane about Xinyun. So what I have here on my side are actually the tools that were first used by the founder himself. So he used traditional tools. What I'm talking about here is manual creation of all the toys back in 1984 when he started. So it's like a little museum here, and it shows their first workshops back then. And then you can see as we go through the timeline, everything evolves when they start to invest to modernize everything. Here, it still shows his traditional tools, his actual tools of the founder, and he's still here actually. And they started upgrading their facilities. And of course, we have like a little museum kind of ish section here. We have like their old toys that they created a long time back then, and like what do you call this? A top, right? Some puzzles, and you can see how they all start to evolve to different toys. And let's move over there. Let's all move over there. And then we have the puzzle. You can see the timeline, how everything changes through time. So that means it just shows that Xinyun actually is evolving, is growing. They seek new ideas. They adapt with the modern times until to the point where they already have all these nice toys. Alright, so let me just give you a little bit of overview about their workshops. Actually, they have 6 workshops. Recently, they invested in automation. That includes CNC cutting machine, drilling machines, track molding machines, and spray painting line. So they have 50 CNC machines, 200 drilling machines, and polishing machines. This guarantees actually production quality. And of course, on all these facilities, let me just share with you each of these. Right behind me is actually their board or wood cutting machines. They have several of these right now. These boards will be cut into pieces. And as we go on through the process, I'm going to be sharing with you all these 6 workshops. Alright, so I'm in another facility. This is actually where the woodwork is done as well. So this workshop actually is responsible to this. Okay, this is one of the pieces that's actually been worked on here. So we have a piece of that train set from the track. So not just this, but different parts as well, like this one. So everything is being smoothed, being sanded from this facility. All right, behind me is actually an addition in this woodworking facility or workshop. Behind me is actually pretty special. Not all factories actually have this, because you see this plank of wood actually cut specifically this one precisely. So all these, let me just get a bunch. So each one of these all together are actually evenly and accurately cut exactly, precisely, all at the same time. Compared with a manual cutting machine, this semi-automatic cutting machine cuts specific and precise designs or shapes for a specific part of a toy. All right, so aside from, manual machines, from semi-automatic machines, now we have a fully automatic machine here. This is actually a CNC cutting machine. That means it cuts from these big planks of wood over here, or plywood that I have here. They get chunks of it, they enter it or feed it to that machine, and what happens is it can actually cut specific pieces precisely by the size that they set this machine to. Now, hello. So, I'm just going to leave these guys to do their job, all right? So this is their CNC cutting machine. So I'm in Xinyun's printing facility. Basically what they do here is they get all these, it's a specific part of a pretend playset. Actually, I know this very well because I can see the dials. So what he does is basically he's doing screen printing right now on a specific part. So it's going to be this part, all right? It's going to be this part. And then he's gonna be printing them one by one, this whole line until the end. And then after this, he'll actually flip it. It's gonna be another print. So this helps it done. One guy, that's an expert. He's been doing this for so many years already. So this is the printing facility. We are in another facility of Xinyun. A while ago, you've seen that how they pad printed using steel screens. So it was manual. But here is a different method. It's also similar. So I have here a blank slate here. You might be seeing a B-roll right now. So there's a blank slate over here. And what it does is actually they use the thermal transfer printing method. That means they put this plastic transfer. It's something like this. And there's a print on it. And then thermal or heat is going to go over it. It's going to be pressing it. And then at the end, it's going to end up like this with this print. That means it is more accurate, it lasts longer, and the consistency of the color and everything is almost the same as to each one of these. So right now, I'm in one of their spray painting facility. You might even remember earlier in this video, we do have the screen printing, we have the heat transfer or pad printing facility earlier on. Now this one is a different part of the factory. You see this piece? This piece actually is quite similar with these. These are going to be hanged. They go around this facility. It's in like a carousel or a conveyor type. So it goes around the whole factory and it enters this specific machine. Now this one is actually the electrostatic automatic spraying machine. It gets inside this facility, everything is evenly sprayed, and it comes out with a nice even color. Now let me just mention this because aside from their manual ways on how to paint these products, they also invested heavily on automation, and this is actually one of them. So we are in another facility which is quite interesting. It looks actually really kind of traditional, right? So there's this chamber that rotates repeatedly. Now, what happens there is they put a rough cut wood like this one. This one has been sanded, but of course, it still has the sharp edges, right? I don't know if you can see it right now, but this one is actually came out already from these rotating chambers. What's inside these chambers are really interesting. They do have cherry seeds and tiny pieces of wood. What it does, it smoothens every edge naturally. Inside these chambers are actually a bunch of these with the cherry seeds and the wood pieces. So they keep rotating repeatedly from probably 100 times. And from with this sharp edges, it becomes this nice smooth edge that we have now. All right, that's really interesting, right? So now let's move to the next part of the program. So we are here at another facility or workshop of Xinyun. So this is actually their assembly line. Behind me are racks and racks of different doll houses for this specific product. So what you're seeing here right now is actually the finished product. Along the way, at the end over there, actually they also have quality inspectors that will check for quality. But at this stage, this is the first stage where actually they start gluing into pieces. For example, this part will end up with this part. So she's gonna take it. There you go. She's here. So let's move to the next workshop. All right, so after the production line, the assembly line, actually they end here. They bring them in boxes, in big boxes. And what we have here actually is, here's a little sample here. So they're gonna bring all sorts of toys. In this case, this specific train or tram is actually going to be inspected by the quality inspectors. Now, keep in mind that it doesn't end there in the assembly line. So they send them here, and then they put batteries. They want to make sure if they actually are running. And as you can see behind there is one of their products as well as a train set, and it comes with this specific product. Exactly this one. So they have to put batteries, check if they see if it's running, and then once it's all good and everything passes and checked, they're gonna put back the cover, the lid for the battery compartment, and then place them back here. But it doesn't end there. They will go to packaging. So quality inspectors actually ensure that even before packaging, the product is actually A-OK. Right, so we're here in their physical lab testing room. So what happens here is basically what we do, or what they do is they bring the products here, they do all these kinds of physical tests. When I say physical test, it means they take the product here and they try to go through or simulate different scenarios, different situations, probably dropping them, putting them to different conditions, whether it's gonna be transported, and all these things need to be tested so that to ensure the quality of these products even before they are released into the market, or maybe even before they're going to be sent to you. Now, let me just give this a little bit of an overview, because not only that they have in-house labs here in this company, they also send them to third-party labs as well, as per customer's request. It depends on what you require, what you want. The company can actually give that to you so that it will meet your standards or your requirements. Now, I want to share one machine or equipment. This is actually the transit test machine. So what it actually does is it actually simulates the product when it's in transit. When I say when it's in transit, when it's going to be traveled, it's going to go through different locations, probably even different pressure, right? It could be sent to you by a freight, by a plane, different conditions. So this machine actually simulates that. Now, I also want to ensure and tell you guys and share with you guys that they also are compliant with the European and American standards. When I say European, I mean EN71. When I say American, I mean ASTM F963. For example, here, our friend over here is going to do a little bit of test. So he's actually doing the EN71. There's a certain height that is required to pass this test. So this is an in-house test right now. Usually they'll drop it around 4 times to see if it will withstand all these conditions. All right, yeah, thank you. Now, on the other hand here is actually the ASTM. It's for the American standards. All right, there's certain requirements per region or per country. So what our friend is doing here right now is going to drop it a couple of times to see if the product will actually withstand all these shock or all these impacts. So these are actually drop tests as well. All right, so we are here in one of their labs. Now this is a chemical lab. This is where they test each product for chemical components that may be dangerous to kids. Now what I have here is actually a spectrometer. Now what this does is they basically get something like a sample from the product. Let's say it might be a wooden chair, might be a wooden block. Any of these products, they get some of the components, the finished product once, and they test them in this machine. Now our friend over here actually has some standards that she follows. She checks on each details, the results of the test, and then she's gonna make a report. Now, this will determine if a certain product, the finished product, with the varnish, with the paint, with the wood, with the glue, and all these things, if there's dangerous material or content or element in it. So this ensures that every single product that's coming out from this company is actually compliant and safe. Because what we're talking about here are kids who's going to be using these products, right? So we want to make sure that this company complies with that, because it's actually one of our criteria as well, right? So safety standards. So this is a really good example. So let's go to the next facility. We are now in their showroom. Now let me just give you a little bit of an insight or overview about the company. So in 2015, they actually started cooperating with a cool toy. It's a North American brand. Now they're covering the whole business chain or business line, from design to manufacturing to distribution and retail. So aside from that, they actually focus, or their main products are educational toys, wooden train set, doll houses, wooden activity cube, puzzles, and blocks. Let me just show you what I'm talking about, because for example here, they have different activity blocks. This specifically, I actually know this one. So it's like a different, what do you call this, different shapes, right? So you can actually form whatever, because like toddlers, it takes time to develop. So for the growth, creativity actually can start from things like this. And wooden toys are actually perfect and so classic. So they also have different puzzles, like what I mentioned on the products that they actually focus on. See, there you go. I actually love these. And they also have different other products as well. Another puzzle. These are the, what do you call these? You drag on wooden toys, right? These are for toddlers. So they actually cover from different age brackets, from young babies or toddlers to kind of kid level. When I say kid level, I want to feature one of their products. Now, I have a daughter myself and she loves these. What I have here right now is one of my featured products from this company. So I have two, so stick around. So what I have here just beside me is the Pretend Play toy set. So here they have different themes, all right? It's a kitchen set. As you can see, they also come with utensils. There you go. Who wouldn't love that, right? So you can pretend on how to cook, on how to play. It even has this microwave oven that comes with it, but I want to share specifically this one. Where is it? Okay, this one. So this one also is a Pretend Play toy set. It's a kitchen set. It comes with the utensils, with the spatulas. It comes with the egg beater. Actually, you can use this for real. And it has this exhaust. Now, this is not just a wooden play toy set, right? A Pretend Play toy set. It also comes with different sounds to simulate or stimulate the kids as if they're using a real kitchen set. Like we have this microwave oven, right? I can actually place it, but don't place metal things inside a microwave oven. So you can use that Pretend Play, but the exhaust makes this nice sound. I don't know if you can hear that. I think you can hear that. There. And there are lights. There you go. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. And the exhaust makes the sound. Right? And then the oven as well. There are lights. I don't know if you can see it from the video, pretending like it's a working oven. You can switch it off. And the faucet, of course. And they also have this for the oven at the bottom. It's really nice to have things like this. Unlike the olden times, during my time, it's actually just wooden plates. I used to play with my sister and it's just so basic, but kids are so lucky right now because thanks to technology, they can actually, it's like a simulation. It's almost like real. Like for example, they have this nice cup over here. I need a cold water and I get some ice. And they can refill that inside another compartment. Right? And it's made with good quality. Of course, all the paint and everything, they all have passed with EN 71 and ASTM standard requirements. That means European and American standards. So everything's safe, really good quality. We're gonna be showing later on, if not before this video, maybe after this part of the video, we're gonna be showing how these things are actually made. So the cool thing about doll set is creativity. All right, creativity is stimulated, this Pretend Play. It also can improve, how to say this, communication skills, because you might be playing, if you're a kid, you might be playing with your sister, with your playmates. You can do this all sorts of role play. Hey, we're gonna be cooking, what do you want? So it actually builds communication skills as well. Looking at these toys, it doesn't mean it's just we leave our kids, we leave them and just play and having fun. No, it's also about development, psychological growth, physical health and everything, because playing and then being happy and also learning from it is really, really essential. Gone are the days when kids used to love these, but we should bring back the joy of playing an actual, a Pretend Play set, because now they're like more like gadgets, right? So these are a must. Now, so they have also another one here, different models, different themes. This is a more classic kitchen set, like back in the 90s or 80s, more tile, more, in Europe, I guess. It's like clay pot themed. So they have different themes, all right? This one's kind of a little bit modern. They go with some aesthetics over here. All right, it has more compartments. It has a big oven, of course, with the working ice dispenser as well. Now this one comes with a nice rack over there. So they have different models to choose from. And let's just go around. They also have some classic pinball, old school pinball machine. They have checkers. They have chess, of course. Different puzzles. unlimited fun. The cool thing about wooden toys, it just gives this classic natural feel, right? They also have these. It's pretty cool. And what else do they have here? Okay, so many things here. Unlimited possibilities. They have these as well. Look at that. Another featured product is the wooden train set. The cool thing about the wooden toy set is there's so many models or SKUs to choose from. We have this theme, it's like we have the police car over here. We have a little model, kind of some plastic canopy over here, right? So it's a different model. Let me just take this quickly. So they have different model trains, and this one works. Okay, let's do that. There you go. And of course, you can change the tracks. I can change where it can go. It can go. All right. The cool thing about the toy train set, it's classic. Have you noticed that the two products I'm featuring right now, the Pretend Play toy set, is a classic toy set that even, I believe if your parent who's watching right now, it existed for a very, very long time. It never goes out of style. Not a single child wouldn't love a Pretend Play toy set. Now, also a classic one is the toy train set. Who wouldn't love a toy train set, right? And coming from this, this is another model, and we have another one here. Here kind of shows a little bit more for the younger kids because it's not mechanical. It's actually non-mechanical, so they have to push it, right? The cool thing about this is, you know, kids probably 2 to 3 or to 4 years old, this is really perfect for them. And you can see the difference with the detail. This one has more like a cartoon-like. And then on the top actually has a more realistic, futuristic theme, right? We have another one here actually. This one has kind of like a jungle theme. They all come with pieces like this, all right? As you can see, we have a little hut over here. And then we have this like safari jeeps. And let me just take this out quickly. And of course, it comes with this train. You can actually put these, right? It comes with this, right? It comes with this. Yeah, okay. So it also comes, of course, with this. There you go. It's battery operated. It comes with the set as well. All right. And, okay. And last one is another model here. It is for way younger kids because I can tell because of the design as well. So everything here is of course non-toxic material that's being used. They don't contain any dangerous materials because they all go through Xinyun's tests. And it also comes with a battery operated train if you want. This one goes reverse. There you go. And you can connect the manual ones. And there you go. Okay, so I have here right now different certifications and test reports because it is really valuable. It is imperative that as a supplier and you as a customer should know this because I have here a certification of the factory that they obtained ISO 9001 certification, all right? And then they also have their FSC. FSC specifically for wood products or wood manufacturers or wooden toy manufacturers. This is really, really important that a company should have this, so they have it. So Xinyun has that. And also their scan security audit, all right? And also their SEDEX certification, I have it here. This one is also important, is also about the employee care, which is the BSCI certification. Let me also share this one with you guys. They also have the CE certification and also their EN71 and ASTM F963 reports, which means they are actually complying with the standards of the European and the American standards. And they also have the Children's Product Certificate or CPC. So let's go to the next part of this program. We are now in their research and development facility. This is where it actually houses 20 members or 20 talented and expert designers. So what happens here basically is this is where the concept starts. This is where all the fresh new ideas that in the future will become toys. Before this video footage, this part of the video, earlier on, you may have seen the showroom. So all those toys were actually designed by these guys. They have 20 people, but we have 2 actually rooms here. So we have one section over here and we have the others over there. But let me just jump straight into one of our friends over here is doing a little bit of some designing with some new toys. I guess they're gonna be releasing soon. So it's not only about operating a specific software, because you do 3D modeling and all these things, but it also requires a talented designer. Now, this company actually hired 20 of these designers who have years and years of experience in this field. All right, so one of the criteria that we're looking at is, of course, the social responsibility. Now, it is really important for hardworking employees to have a place of zen or a place to relax, right? So what I have here actually right now is, we can see some of the employees just relaxing. They even have a billiard table, but they utilize it right now as a study table or place to just hang out, right? So they have their break room. They also have other facilities that provide these amenities. They have comfortable couches. They have even a little baby or bao bao. That's how you say it in Chinese. Hello, ni hao. High five. High five. There you go. See, everybody's having fun. So it's really important to have this amenity, is a place of zen or to relax. They can actually hang out here, comfortable, nice lighting, and you might even want to, so aside from their break room or their rest area. So you might be wondering, like, where are the dormitories? Actually, these are locals who live around the factory. That is actually a little bit of an advantage for both parties, from the company side and from the employee side, because they get to enjoy the feeling of home, and then work is just nearby, right? So like what I just showed earlier, that we have a little kid over here, because this is a toy company, so kids enjoy here as well. All right, so joining me right now is Emma from the sales department. Hello, Emma.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay, so Emma is a little bit shy, but I got a hold of her earlier on while we were doing the factory tour. So I said, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So I have a couple of questions for you. Our audience might find really interesting as well. So let me just go straight to it. So can you share with us some points on that you want to share to our audience about some new products that you might be coming up with? Anything about that?
I think the most important point is safety, because toy is for children play. And second, our production feasibility. Last but not least, I think we should research market demand and moderate price, like collect information and suggestion from our customers.
So basically, of course, safety, because it's all about children, and then second is researching the market, so they have a moderate price based on what the customers need. So actually, yeah, that makes sense. You actually care for the customer, so what the customer thinks, what the customer needs, and that's actually pretty makes a lot of sense. And I was going around and I saw this timeline earlier on that the company actually started in 1984, but I've heard as well, even when it was a small workshop, it started back in the 1970s. So this company has been around for a very, very long time, huh?
Yes, over 40 years history.
40 years history. I think, because this is the last part of the video already, I shared earlier on, a while ago, I showed this little museum of the history about the founder of this company, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's even old tools. But anyway, also I want to share, maybe we can share as well with the audience, because we're talking about long history of this company since 1970s, when it was a small workshop, to 1984 when it became a medium-sized company, until what it is now. I also want to know, and maybe our audience want to know, the future, because we've seen how the company evolved, right? From 1980s or 70s until now. So what about the future? Anything that you want to share with us for our audience to know?
In the future, we will mainly focus on promote our brand to the world through launch new products and guarantee quality Also in sales, we will conduct business online and physical stores.
Oh, yeah, actually it makes sense right now because the current situation in the world is, e-commerce or online actually is starting to rise because of the current situation right now because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I noticed that as well. I've seen that everywhere. So that is also the future of this company, right?
Yes.
All right. So actually, it makes a lot of sense. But anyway, I'm afraid we ran out of time. And before we're gonna be ending this video, if you wanna be in contact, please with this company, please contact them directly, or you can actually reach out to us at CTJPA. We'd love to help you out to get in touch with them. All right. But in the meantime, I'm afraid we have to go, so that's it for today, and thank you so much for watching. So we have to say goodbye to everyone, right? So bye.